Welcome to the 3 to Our Way podcast, a weekly 1-hour conversation about sports, television, film, music, and current events. Real live, no sites. Hosted by childhood friends Sherm the Barber, Substantial, and J Cash. 3 to Our Way is as humorous as it is informative. We bring our odd perspectives on odd stories to you via YouTube and all podcast platforms. Our weekly show is pre-recorded, but you can catch us live on the first Sunday of every month. Be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss an episode. Now let's get to it. Be sure to like and
Tuck in your chain, put your watch in your pockets. It's 3 the Odd Way, straight out the podcast. What up? You know what it is. Back again for another Sunday. It's me, Shiggity Sherm, and my man Substantial today. It's like I said earlier, I guess it's 2 the strange way, huh, man?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, we gonna keep rocking. You know what I mean?
Yes,
shout out to Cash. He's out here getting his acting in. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, that's Hollywood C, man. That's Hollywood C.
Right, Hollywood Cash. Yes, indeed, man. Yes, indeed. But how you doing, bro?
I'm good, man. I'm excellent, man. I'm feeling good, feeling great. How are you?
See what you did there. All is well, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm fed, so I can't complain. You know, and the babies and the missus are good, so you know they good. I'm great. You know what I mean?
Indeed,
yeah, man. Yeah. How's your family?
Oh, everybody's good, man. You know, we still staying out the way. Trying to stay keeping the distance, keeping the mask on, and up to our usual, man. But yeah, everybody's good. See, the oldest CJ is out of school, so we're on to the next phase of life. So we'll see how this goes.
Yeah,
man.
Exciting times, son.
Yes, interesting times.
That part. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. But it's a lot to talk about today. We're a little bit less than usual because our partner in crime ain't here, but yeah, man, we didn't do our usual planning ahead, but it's all good. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What we can do, take it old school on some paper, scissors, rock situation. You know what I'm saying? What you want to do?
Hold up. Before we go further, make sure you like and subscribe right this instant. Do that before we go any further. And if you really like us, you can holler at us at patreon.com and support us there as well.
Yes.
But yeah, let's get on to these rocks, paper, scissors, man.
Yeah, son. So you ready? Here we go. Oh man, you took way too long, son.
Right. It's rock, paper. It's 1, 2, 3 shoot.
Right. Here we go. All right. 1, 2, 3, shoot.
Capricorn.
Capricorn, son. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, shoot. You got it. Yeah, son. Yeah, you got it. The delay ain't helping either, right? You know what I'm saying? I feel like my mine is out there like 2 seconds before. You know what I'm saying? But you know, it was real.
Right.
Yeah. So I guess I'm setting it off, B. All right. So listen, man. So much stuff has dropped, man. And we've been off for 2 weeks. So let's I guess start there. You know what I mean? Get folks in the loop. Obviously, we missed last week because it was Mother's Day. You know what I mean? We was out here, you know, on Mother's Speed. We was out here spending time with the family. You know what I mean? All that good stuff. And yeah, man. And then also, and then the week before, like we told you, you know, Cash doing his acting thing, man. So like between that and some stuff that like folks had to handle or whatever, we just had to take those 2 weeks off. But we are out here. Look, Cash ain't here, but he's still judging us. You know what I'm saying? Look at this. Clown shoes. Look at this madness out here. You know what I mean?
God.
Yeah, sure. I mean, you know, listen, man, we do what we gotta, son. You know what I'm saying?
Shoot your scene, man.
Right. You know what I'm saying? How you shooting scenes and judging us at the same time? You know what I'm saying? Apparently the scene he's shooting or whatever involves him being on his phone, you know. I see what you did there, Cash. But yeah, man. So oh my God, so much, dude. Like so I guess what I'm gonna do is kind of get some of this other stuff out the way before I jump into the thing, the main one I want to talk about. But some of the stuff, so the most recent thing that I got to check out, and I highly recommend everybody else give it some of your time, man. Yo, the new Angelina Jolie movie, Those Who Wish Me Dead. Hey, bro, that joint is hard. Like, it's I did not expect it to be that, because it just looked like a movie about firefighters and stuff, but the type of firefighters that are literally fighting those forest fires. And yeah, it didn't look like it was going to be as amazing as it was, but that joint is pretty dope, like top to bottom. It's only like an hour 40 minutes or something like that. But yeah, man,
our opinions are vastly
oh, you didn't like it? Okay.
No, it was entertaining, but it was so many holes and so many questions unanswered. Gotcha. So many.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, we do not do spoiler warnings here on 3 The Odd Way. So if it's your first time watching, sorry, not sorry. So like you but I know we didn't mention that we were going to talk about this film in the title, so hence the disclaimer. But yeah, so let the spoilers commence. Yeah, so I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed it, mainly because I felt like there was more to the story than what I got from the trailer. And so like when I realized why a lot of the stuff was happening, and like, because when you see the trailer, it doesn't necessarily give you the whole backstory of, the local sheriff guy and the role he plays and how he's related to this other character who's in a pretty crazy situation. So, yeah, I will say one of the things I did want more of that I didn't get, though, was it was nice to see Tyler Perry up in the joint. You know what I mean? But man, I wanted more of his character.
Smallest role in the world, man. I almost forgot he was in the movie.
Man, that joint was an extra medium, B. It was minuscule. Minuscule. When I saw him and the way he was talking to these dudes, I was just like, oh, okay.
And the role he played, it's like, oh, this is the man. So he's going to do some shit at some point.
Yeah, man.
No, he did nothing.
Yeah.
And right. So my question is, you got these two badass assassins, right?
Mm-hmm.
How these badass assassins get taken out by now, the wife, I can understand, because the wife and the sheriff are survivalists, as well as Angelina Jolie, but still.
Mm-hmm.
And then you burned down the whole forest for this kid, man. You just took out the whole forest for the kid.
But they explain that, though. So basically what they're talking about, like when he told the other guy that, like, yo, it's gonna be real hard to do what we do and not get noticed here, right? And so what he says, he was like, so we're gonna have to create a distraction. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so like, yo, when they did that, I was like, that's a hell of a distraction. That keeps everyone occupied. It keeps the whole town, like, who's going to pay attention to like one or two people coming up missing if a forest is ablaze and everything's burning down? They just be like, well, the forest got him. You see what I'm saying? So I mean, that's one part of it that I was like, yo, that's really smart. You know what I mean? And that's how they kind of tied it up neatly in terms of like, the role that Angelina Jolie's character plays and all of that. You know what I mean? But go ahead, because like I know you were talking about the plot holes and other things you had a problem with, though.
So let's see what else we had. Like I said, you got we burned. So what is the secret? We don't know what the secret is.
Yes, you're right. They kind of start to lean that way, but yeah, we never really. Yeah, I feel like he explains what he does in the beginning.
He like the dad does, but he never says what the secret is, though.
Right. But it's funny. Like I would say this though, I feel like the way the story moves it starts to become more important than what the secret really is. You know what I mean? Because we've seen kind of enough of these movies where like people have vital information that they don't want out to the public. And then they sometimes the story kind of goes too deep into that and you really wanted to get back to the action. And so I feel like they probably left a lot of that on the cutting room floor. That's why it's so short. You know what I mean? But I feel you, though. I can respect that, you know? And Shell said they're setting up part 2.
Yeah, and I feel that.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, no, there will be no part 2. But I feel you on the whole, like they didn't have a whole lot of time to deal with a whole bunch. But still, man. Like it's an entertaining movie. It's very entertaining. I didn't pay not $1.00 for this joint, so I'm not mad at it at all. But it's like I said, man, they burned the whole forest down for this one kid. You don't know what the secret is. Like it moves very quickly.
Yeah, it really does. It really does. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely some stuff that's left out, and I can see like people having an issue with that for sure because they were just like, yeah, when it was over, and I looked at the time, there was no point where I was just like, yeah, I need this to move along. But shout out to the wife. That black woman was not for the games, bro. Like it's wild because like back in the day, I would have been right about my prediction. As quick as they introduced her character and he was having a little moment with her, I was like, oh, she gonna die. I looked over her shell and I was like, she's gonna die, right? And so when they went a different direction with it, I was like, oh, no, she's gonna kill. she ain't gonna die, she gonna kill. She gonna kill. Okay.
So now I got a little beef with that too now.
Okay.
So now with the way things are going in America with the racial and social climate,
here we go.
So now the black people not going to die in movies no more. Now we just going to make it to the end of every movie now, just because that's our token. Like, yeah, we fucking y'all up. So here, we'll let you make it to the end of the movie now. Get the fuck out of here, man. Like, I thought it was dope. Like, her role was dope. Like, I thought it was ill that they were survivalists and that we had a black survivalist. You don't normally see that. But as soon as I saw she was black and I saw that she didn't die in that scene, I'm like, oh, here we go. Every black person gonna make it to the end of the movies now.
Hey man, somebody listen. Hey, if we made it through slavery, we can make it through a damn movie. I'm just saying. We made it through slavery, we can make it through a fucking movie. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Look, man, we done complained and we done made our voices heard, basically. So I'm like, hey man, I'm here for it because I definitely predicted she was out. I was like, hey man, she gone, B. She gone, dog.
Yeah. I was like, oh man, he gonna lose his wife and his baby right now.
Yeah, yes. Look, Shell riding horseback while pregnant though. She had options. She made the choice. She was like, baby. Yeah, bro. She was like, like motorcycle. RV, not RV. What's the joint? 4-wheeler joint. ATV. There you go. I was like, RV is a big ass camper joint. And then the other option was horse. She was like, horse. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, she was a G though. She was a G. You know? Yeah. Definitely. But I'm gonna go ahead and keep it moving. What was it? Because there's some other stuff I just wanted to shout out. Another show, like me and Shell, like this is one of our shows that we were highly anticipating, and that's a Black Lady sketch show as well. That joint comes on HBO as well. Most of these joints that I'm talking about today, HBO Max been getting all the love recently, or most of it, I should say. But yeah, Black Lady sketch show season 2 is out now. If you haven't seen it before, definitely check it out. So far, keep it a buck with everybody. So far, I definitely like season 1 more. But yeah, there are some gem moments, man. The one, Shell, help me out when you get a chance by throwing it in the chat. But there's this one character who the main writer of the show does, who's like, basically she's like a Black Power sister, light skin. So, how some of our light skinned folks who are like super woke, they go like extra hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, for this, the lack of melanin I have, I'm about to overcompensate in other ways. You know what I'm saying? And so she does that character, dog. Oh my gosh, she does that joint so well. She had Gabrielle Union on an episode where it was talking about her whole relationship. It was like black table talk. Hey, dog. The opening scene of season 2, in that scene there, priceless. Probably some of my favorite moments of this scene, and what they do with they got this these scenes that they do around gang culture, but they talk about like their benefits. They go on retreats and all. Young. Some of the fun, and then they do the horror R's beat. You know what I'm saying? The horror R's. You know what I mean? Hey, dog. Those are some of the best moments so far of this new season. Definitely recommend everyone checking it out. And what's also dope too is like we've seen so many sketch comedy shows where like the men pretty much play all different types of characters, whether it's women, other races, and all of that. And so it's dope to see all of these black women who are writing, directing the episodes, doing some of the same things and showing us some things we haven't necessarily seen either. You know what I mean? So that's really, really dope. But like I said, so far season 2 is cool. Definitely some laugh out loud, teary-eyed moments, or not teary-eyed in that sense, but like, the single, not the single tear or thug tear joints, but like, crying, laughing moments. But yeah, man, check it out if you haven't. Start with season 1 though. Season 1 to me, I feel like is a gem. I feel like it's a little bit better than season 2 so far. And last but not least, son, probably my favorite comedy thing that I've seen recently, and that is that damn Michael Che. Hey, bro, everybody go watch this joint. Man, go watch that show, bro. Go watch that show.
I can't get it yet. I tried to access it. I don't have access yet.
Okay, all right, man. Listen. It's hilarious, man. If y'all haven't watched that damn Michael Che, first and foremost, if you're not that familiar with Michael Che is a writer for Saturday Night Live, and he does the Weekend Update. If I'm not mistaken, he's the first black person to ever be an anchor as for Weekend Update on a Saturday Night Live, and he's a writer on the show as well. So he's been making moves for a minute. His stand up, man, is like, yeah, he's probably one of the better like comics or whatever that's in his like mid 30 range, early 30, mid 30 range. Like he's probably, in my opinion, one of the best comics that folks really should be checking for. Like in a few years, we're going to be talking about him.
His stand up is a sleeper. It's a sleeper.
Yeah, because it's real effortless, man. Like he really is just he got that meh delivery. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But laugh a little bit, like what is that about? You know what I'm saying? Just yeah, man. Like I really like Michael Che. I went into his stand-up not knowing what to expect and was just like, yo, you might be one of the upcoming greats, like for real. But man, if you like his stand-up, you like what he does on Weekend Update on Saturday Night Live, you will enjoy that damn Michael Che because, he basically is all the stuff he can't do on SNL. And he definitely pushes the boundaries on SNL. So, yeah.
I heard it's kind of like the format is kind of Chappelle Show reminiscent.
Yes and no. I mean, only that it's a sketch comedy. And like, I mean, any of the black sketch comedy shows, you're gonna find like parallels. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
not on no biting shit. Just I just heard it was just like, if you like the Chappelle Show, then you'll like
it's of that caliber.
It's trying to be the Chappelle Show.
Yeah. It's definitely of that caliber. I have no problem saying that. I wouldn't say it's as good or better because it's really short. It's only six episodes, so it's really hard to kind of compare that little of content to something like, Chappelle Show is probably the greatest sketch comedy show like all time. You know what I mean? Like, if not top 3. And so, to even be in the conversation with that show, you're doing something right. So that speaks volumes about how good it is. Like he does. And what's really dope too is like, rather than him kind of like hosting a thing, right, and kind of letting you know that like it's gonna all right, this is all right, in this next sketch, blah blah blah. What it is like they have him having conversations with people on set. And so you don't see the people, you can hear them behind the camera. They're not mic'd or anything really. They're really just kind of coming in through his mic. And he's just talking about certain situations and how ridiculous they are. You know what I mean? And so and it starts with him being in the elevator stops, and he's in there with a woke white woman, and just the whole awkwardness of their conversation, and her, it's like, and her being like, I'm sorry. And then he's like, "Oh, I didn't even smell it. It's no big deal." She's like, "No, not that. No, I'm like, I'm sorry, about police brutality and all." And and they just, hey, bro, like, trust, man. You just gotta watch it. I don't want to get into it too much, but I highly recommend it. It's quality television. You will enjoy it if you enjoy. Definitely, if you enjoy Chappelle's show, you enjoy Michael Che's like brand of comedy and things of that nature. It's 2 thumbs up, all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'd say 3 thumbs up, but someone isn't here today. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. But that's those are the main things I got. But like stuff I'm looking forward to checking out. Castlevania, for all my anime heads. Castlevania season, the new season just came out, so definitely about the check that out. What else is coming? There's something else coming out. Oh my God, I'm trying to remember. Oh my God, I can't remember the name of it. Oh, you know what we didn't talk about though? How disappointing or how meh Mortal Kombat was, man. We definitely did not talk about that. Do you want to do it?
We can. We definitely can.
We got 5. So what were your thoughts, sir?
So the only thing that stood out about this version as opposed to the first version is the fatalities. That is the only thing that was cool about this movie. Everything else, like, bruh, Jax was the dumbest character in the world. Them little arms, man. Like, man, them little arms was dumb as shit. I'm looking at this shit like, nah, man. Like, you could have done this. Like, you could have went into how he achieved his confidence and everything. Like, you could have done it in a way better way. Like, first of all, you got the black dude. Why the black dude got the dumbass arms, man?
The baby arms.
On one hand, you let us live in all the movies, but then in this movie, you give us the dumbass arms. Where is the balance here, white Hollywood America? Where's the fucking balance, man?
Oh yeah, his arms were terrible, dog. Like, for real, they could have just did like a Mortal Kombat Origins story and just made it about Sub-Zero and Scorpion, dog.
7 minutes. That's all we need. Minutes. They could have expounded on that. It would have been the greatest movie. It would have been not the great, but it would have been a great movie. But
it would have been the greatest Mortal Kombat movie ever made.
Yeah, right.
Which is fairly easy to do, but yeah, I mean.
But what they did was try to resurrect the boards. Like, they actually tried to recreate the boards and make stories off of the different levels. Like, that shit was so corny, man.
Yeah, it was man. I don't know, man. I went into it with my expectations low, but like, I can't front, like, the trailer didn't get me hopeful. You know what I mean? And so I was like, oh man, this joint might be a gem. And yeah, it was it's cubic zirconia.
Really short, man.
Yeah, it definitely did, man. Definitely did. But yeah, man, to keep it moving, the one show that I got to finish watching, I started yesterday while the family was out, while I was working on my book. We'll talk about that another time. But and that's Love, Death, and Robots, the new season of Love, Death, and Robots.
I got to peep that.
Yeah, I've went through several episodes so far, dude. It's awesome. Yeah, man. The last season was dope. This season is definitely so far has not disappointed. So if y'all haven't checked that out and you were a fan of season 1, check it out. If you haven't seen season 1 but are interested, it's worth your time. It's dope. On that note, I'm gonna pass the mic to Sugar to Sherm.
Yo, so we are back here for another music session. So you know what this is. Like, you already know what it is today. You already know what came out last Friday. So you know what this whole conversation is gonna be about. But first, let me just say, check out Kip Stone's new album, Fago Baby. It is fucking sick. He is definitely one of the better Chicago artists out right now. I put him up against Mick Jenkins. I put him up against Saba. I'll put him up against anybody from Chicago right now. His new album is fire. But on to the man, J. Jermaine Cole. So, as everybody knows, we just got the release of the off season this past Friday, and I'm seeing a lot of mixed reviews. Me personally, I feel like it is I think it's a good album. I think before you listen to this album, you gotta watch that documentary that he put out preceding the album, because I think it tells a whole lot without him. I feel like he knows what he was saying, but he said it without really saying it. He mentioned in this documentary the fall off several different times. Now, mind you, this is a documentary for the off season, but he made mention to the fall off several times, and he made mention to the fall off as it, in my opinion, as it being his magnum opus. So with the release of the off season, and it was a lot of things he said. Like, I'm talking about from the title to the to things that he said about working on this project. I feel like this is a prelude to the fall off. He talked in the documentary. He talks about momentum. He talks about momentum in music, and as far as it, basically, being a musical artist, everything is a muscle. So if you're not making music, then you tend to lose that momentum. That muscle tends to kind of fall off. So he in the documentary, he basically says that you gotta put something out. He was talking to somebody, and they were saying, the one thing that they try to make sure that they do is to make sure that their shit comes out. So I think he put this out to try to regain or push momentum leading into the fall off, because I think he wants the fall off to actually be his best work. So if you're going to if you haven't listened to the album, or if you have already listened to the album, go back and check the documentary out if you're upset at the album, because to me, it's not his best project at all. It's a good project. And, in saying it's not his best project, that's a pretty high, that's a pretty high ceiling in itself, because we all know J. Cole puts out pretty dope projects, even when they're not his best. So we've heard some amazing projects from the dude. So when it's not amazing, it's just like, oh damn, this shit isn't amazing. So that's a hell of a measuring stick. So I like the project. Let me give you my favorite joints. Give me a quick second here. And my favorite songs, if it comes up before I just give up, and yeah, okay, here we go. So I would have to say my favorite songs are probably 100 Mil and My Life. And the reason why is because to me, they're the most jamming songs on there. Like, I didn't listen to this project for a whole lot of introspection, because I just didn't from the documentary. I just didn't feel like it was going to be a whole lot of that. And he's talking a lot of shit. Like, he's talking a lot of shit on this joint, like about his money, and he deserves to do it. People kind of doubt J. Cole, and it's understandable, because he doesn't flash. He's a bum on purpose. So he took this time on this album to kind of flex. Like
Right.
he does a lot of flexing on this joint. So I didn't look for a lot of introspection. So I really like the 100 Mil and I really like My Life. And My Life ain't nothing but it's another song with 21 Savage, and it's just part 2 of a lot. Yeah, it's just part 2 of a lot. It's a dope track. And funny thing, I really enjoy 21 Savage's verse on the first joint, and I enjoy his verse on this. It's, he talks some shit, he talks some ignorant shit, but it's 21 Savage, man. He's a real dude. He's interesting. So yeah. So one thing, so interlude is probably it's one of the most socially conscious songs pertaining to what's going on right now on the album. Like, he does not really address a lot of what's going on right now in the current social climate very much at all. But he does it on interlude, and I feel like he does it on interlude I feel like that was a statement, and I feel like that statement again was, this is not that album. I'm taking some time out to address some shit, to address the elephant in the room, because I haven't really done it on the whole album. So I know y'all want to hear it. So boom, here you go. This is all you're gonna get. Now back to me flexing. So I feel like that's why interlude weighed so heavily.
And that's also that was the only single from this project too.
Yeah, right. Which is not common of J. Cole. Oh, and he caught a body in LA Leakers.
Yeah.
He caught a whole body, man. Oh, yeah, I've been yapping it up. What you think?
Yeah, man. So we talked before the show started about the project, and yeah, man, I definitely, without knowing a lot of what Sherm just outlined, I really felt like it was just kind of a thing to hold us over. And that was kind of like my critique of it. Like, it felt like what we think it actually is. I tell you, like, what was it? So there are none. So I'll start with the positive. Yeah, that's what I'll do. You know what I'm saying? Do how I like this. This is what I normally do with my students when we talk about critiquing each other's work and all of that. I'm like, always start with a positive. We build each other up before we start chipping away at it. So my favorite joints, I like Pride is the Devil a lot. I like that joint. Let Go of My Hand, I enjoy as well. Close was solid. What's the joint? What was that? I think it was Applying Pressure was cool too. I'll tell you my biggest disappointment though. My biggest disappointment was the opening track, because when I heard Cam, I'm like, wait, you about to get Cam to rap on this joint with you? I was man, listen, my hopes were real high. I was like, hey, because listen, Cam is one of them dudes that if you don't really listen, you don't know that this dude is a spitter. Like, a lot of people don't know that Cam is a spitter. So when I heard the beat and then I heard his voice, I was like, oh, that would be awesome. That would really be awesome. And so when he did
fake out.
Yeah, oh man, he hit us with the pump fake. Oh man, look,
Kyrie Irving style,
swiping in the air as the song fading out. No, that was probably the biggest letdown on the record for me, man. Hey, so listen, message to all of you rappers out here: stop doing that shit. Like, don't. It's like, hey man, look, if you gonna do that, get some weak ass rapper who we hoping aren't isn't gonna rap, but they make a powerful statement. That is cool. That's cool. Or get a legendary producer. Like, if Dre just got on the track, Dr. Dre got on the track and just talked, I'd be okay with that.
Wouldn't be mad, right?
Yeah,
Not
you know
Cam,
what I'm saying?
though.
Not Cam. You don't get a high level spitter to just talk trash on your record.
Over a beat that sounds similar to some shit that he would have spit over.
Yeah, man. Listen. The closest thing I've had to that moment of getting someone of like legendary status to come through and be on a record was Kool Herc. Kool Herc's not a rapper, so him being on the
rap.
you know what I mean? No one expected him to rap. So people were excited just to hear him speak because so many people don't even know what he sound like. So that was enough. You know what I mean? That made sense. But to get this dude, like, yo, so that was probably my biggest disappointment. Another thing that kind of bothered me a little something. Yo, man, I ain't really love them re-singing Pharaoh joint, yo. Like I really did in my life. I really didn't love
Pharaoh stamped it though. Pharaoh stamped it.
Didn't ask Pharaoh. It's like, I love you, Pharaoh. I don't care, dog. It ain't you. It ain't you.
I mean,
and it didn't do nothing for me. Other than irritate me. Like when I heard it was just like, okay.
So when I heard it, I definitely was like, oh man, I wish you could have just got Pharaoh to do the joint. But I do respect Moray. I'm not a huge fan of him. His music is cool, but I do respect the dude, and I respect what Cole was doing on this joint. Like he also talks about on the documentary, excuse me, the fact that people complain about his albums not having any features. So what he did on this album was make sure that he had features, and he always highlights the new up and coming young artists of the current time. So he made sure he put some up and coming artists on there. He got Lil Baby on there, and he has like we saying, Lil Baby always
Lil Baby's versed a lot on the joint. You know what I mean? I wasn't mad at him.
He's always decent, man. He's always decent. When he's not perked out, he's always decent. But so I respect Moray and I respect what Cole is doing. So I accepted what was going on, especially the fact that Pharaoh stamped it and Moray can sing. The dude can sing. It's not a bad shot at the song. It's just not Pharaoh. It doesn't feel like Pharaoh. It feels like something is missing, but I respect it.
Yeah, I mean, like for me, I don't think it has. Like for me, it doesn't have anything to do with respect or lack of respect for any of the people involved. I just don't think it added anything great to the song. If anything, like it just really felt like, it's like, and oh man, how can I put it? It's like when I hear it, especially because like, the song that is from is a classic. Like it's a classic record, right? Like it's like, come on, man. Like Styles and Pharaoh on the joint. Like, I mean, and that My Life is all, hey, bruh, come on, man. Like it's a powerful track. The video, everything about that joint. So like it's almost like there's certain type of classics or whatever, and it's not legendary status in terms of classics as far as classics are concerned, but I feel like it's high enough up there where we like certain things we just kind of don't need to see recycled, and so when I heard it I was just like, and it's like if you're gonna do it, really do it, like really do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, because for example, Pharaoh he can hold a note without a doubt, and like as far as singing rappers go, Pharaoh's pretty good, right? But like, if you're gonna get a singer to re-sing what Pharaoh sung, have them sing it in a way that Pharaoh couldn't do on his best day, bro. And it's them just chilling. Like if BJ the Chicago Kid re-sang that shit, bro. You see what I'm saying? So that's what it is for me. Like when these type of things happen, it's just like, if you're gonna do it, really fucking do it. Don't just kind of make it feel like an afterthought. You know what I mean? And that's because, but again, I feel like this record is really just something to pass time. Yeah. And it's like, and so it felt like that in a lot of moments for me. So everything
it's called the off season, man.
It's for sure. He's shooting around in the gym, son.
Right.
Right. Basketball and J. Cole. You heard about Rwanda, right?
I'm gonna need him to just go home and watch and buy a video game, a basketball video game. I heard about this stuff, man. What is this? What is this guy doing? He's got too much money and too much time on his hands right now, man. I'm gonna need him not to be in Rwanda playing basketball, bro.
Why not? I mean,
who wants him? Who wants that? Just rap. Just rap. I know I'm nobody. But bro, this rap. Nobody wants. I don't care about you. Like he really got Sice off going viral off that time in the All-Star game when he tried to dunk, and everybody was like, "Oh, Cole should play 12 for the NBA." No, Cole, you should write more rap songs and do that shit. That's what you should do, bro. Don't go to Africa and play basketball. Africans even want you to rap, man. Play basketball, man. Cut it out, bro.
I listen, man. I feel like, you know, it's one of them things. I feel like music a lot of times is a vehicle for a lot of the people who do it, right? So, you know, I'm pretty sure there's somebody out there like, why is Substantial doing a children's book, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I need you to just rap. And for real, I need you fall back on some of the beats too and just rap. I don't want to hear other people rapping on your beats. I'm going to hear you rap and just, you know, but I think there are things that like, yo, sometimes you like, and I can't, in the children's book isn't even a fair comparison, right? Because the NBA, the ball thing is something that apparently he's always wanted to do. You know what I mean? So it's just like, yo, if you're in a position to be able to use your influence and on top of that, like if like, you know, as far as you know, physicality, your athletics, all of these different things, if you're capable at least to play pro somewhere in the world, because the fact of the matter is, it's like, hey man, look, you know, somebody be like, oh, well, that nigga just play overseas. I'm like, yeah, dog, listen, I'm pretty sure he'll bust everyone ass in your neighborhood, right?
Yeah,
There's
right.
a whole lot of overseas ball players. That don't mean they trash because they playing in like Lithuania, nigga. Lithuania got some ballers, right? Like, homeboy from Spain come through and you shit on the whole hood. Like, you know what I'm saying?
It's been a lot. Look at Dirk. Look at Dirk.
Right.
Just,
so,
just
you know,
name one. Look at Luka.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Like we always kind of, so I mean, look, if he good enough to make it, right, and that remains to be seen. But if he can do it, why shouldn't he? You know what I mean? And I get it. We all want more music from this dude. And the first thing I thought, I was just like, nigga, that's a grueling schedule, B. No matter where in the world you play.
Yeah, basketball and rap.
Yeah, I'm like, I guess he moving to Rwanda because look, when I was kicking it in Amsterdam, we was kicking it with Natty's homeboy who plays in Europe. And like, yeah, every dude that I know of who's gotten the opportunity to play overseas moves overseas because it requires your time, man. You know, but yeah, man. Yo, oh man, listen, speaking of this subject, and this is just a tangent, you should check out, look up, what's the show? Real Sports on HBO is probably the best sports show, like, ever done, bro. Like their stories, man, are amazing. But the joint they did where they talked to Stephon Marbury, that joint, and I feel like there was a documentary about him too, and the whole him going to China thing.
Yeah.
Yo, yeah, man. Like his story is a real interesting joint. Like this dude, you know, went from just being a struggling player over here and went out there and he's like, man, Jordan with like
Jordan. He has a statue and everything out there.
Yeah. It's just like, yo, why you know, like why struggle here and deal with certain nonsense? And then like things like him with the shoe thing, man. I remember when Oak put me on to him doing the shoe and everybody was clowning. But then when you see the interview where he breaks down why he did it, and I was just like, young, why are we not respecting the fact that this dude sees the problem with making shoes $100, $300 and poor people spend money they invested. Yeah, and he did something about it.
He forewent because you can't, how do you say foregone? Or passed up because forewent is not a term, but he passed up millions of dollars to make, and it was, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna just do a little bit of hating to make one of the most mediocre shoes in basketball shoe history, but to make it available for lower income people, and that shit was dope. Like aside from how the shoe looked, like it was a dope move, and it was actually some time and effort put into the project. Like
yeah, man. Yeah, no, for sure, definitely. And I remember because you know my former manager, shout out to Sean Williams, my man Oak. Yeah, man, like this dude is like God tier sneakerhead. You know what I'm saying? Like, super sneakerhead. And even he was just like, yo, like, this is important. Like, what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's like, yo, people ain't really showing love for what he's doing. And of course, the sneaker look how it look, but it's a $15 or $20 shoe. Like,
players talked about that shit all the time, and he actually did that shit.
Yeah, man. He's a walker, not a talker, sir. But
now the Vaseline eating move, I don't know about that, but but yeah, man. Shout out to J. Cole and all of his endeavors. Take your ass back to your house and record an album. I don't want to see you on TV in some international game dropping buckets for Team Rwanda.
Hey, listen, man. J. Cole, do what you want to do, bro. do it. Listen, you know what I mean? Like, if ain't no fans showing up at your house or whatever to stop you from playing ball, you know what I'm saying? They clearly got an issue with you rapping in the undesirables. Spending your time with go to the motherland, son. Go shoot some hoops. Get that bag. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I'm interested to see what happens though. Shell pointed out too that apparently he played in college. He went to St. John's, right? And he was pretty good there. So yeah, man, St. John's definitely, some quality folks came out of St. John's. So, a
little tidbit of information. GQ also played in college. I forgot what school he played for, but Jamla artist GQ also. Yeah.
That's what's up.
Quentin something. I think he was a little better than Cole.
Okay.
That's why Cole just needs to make raps.
He just gonna hate. Let that man be great.
I know when he came out with the shoe that he was feeling himself a little too much. I'm like, oh, this dude got a shoe in the NBA. Oh, what's gonna be next? What is gonna be? I think he actually might have gone to some workouts. I think. I don't know if it's enough people in here to comment on that, but I kind of feel like he did.
Yeah. Well,
hey, did we have a technical hiccup at some point?
I feel like we might have, man. Like there was a sound issue, but I fixed it on my end. I don't know if there was an issue on yours though. Why?
No,
what's
I
up?
think there was because if you notice, I don't know if you're in the comment section, but it changed drastically.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll talk about that off camera. I will explain why that happened.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but it's all good, man. But yo, listen, I mean, so as far as sports are concerned, Sherm, all I can report over here, because y'all notice, what I'm saying, our man Cash is hard at work doing his Hollywood Cash thing.
Sports.
Yeah, so no super in-depth sports thing, but they did honor the legacy of Kobe Bryant. He was inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame. So shout out to the Bryant family. And Sherm and I were talking on camera, and I was just mentioning how it was dope for a lot of different reasons, but mainly because that is something that was going to happen anyway, right? Like it may not have already been in the works before he passed, but listen, everyone's seen this guy play. We know what is the legacy he left or whatever. And we know that he's one of the greatest basketball players of all time. So there was no doubt that this moment was going to come. So, again, congratulations to the Bryant family and all of that and all the Laker fans out there. I'm sure y'all were happy to see that. So that's the only sports news I have. Do you know anything about what we're looking like in the playoffs, good sir? Because I do not.
Well, for one, we got this playoff play-in thing going on, which is weird. You don't really want to be in the play-ins. The play-ins is if you are on the edge of making the playoffs, you can get into the play-ins and play to get into the playoffs. Someone will correct me at some point if I'm not correct, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works. So The Wizards are in the play-ins, so they have a shot at making it to the playoffs. So I'm hoping and as you can see, I'm optimistic about my Wizards because Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook are an unexpected murderous tandem, man. I've been watching them the past few weeks or so because I had kind of fallen way back, but they are looking good. Scott Brooks is using a lot more of his bench. He's circulating through his players a lot more, and he's actually using them in their strength areas. Like he actually has a rotation now, which I don't think he had before. So he's actually showing some really positive signs of good coaching right now. So the Wizards have a shot. Just to shout out my man James's team, the damn Heat. I can't even stun on them no more. I wish James was here, but I can't even stun on the Heat. The Heat are nice. But I'm looking forward to the play-ins and playoffs. It's a lot like just like any typical playoff season. The level of play has stepped way up. Games are looking real good, man. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to whatever happens. Like I said, and like Stan said, we are not the most in-depth in sports. So that, my friends, is all I have.
Right. So you know what y'all need to do. That means that you need to tune in next week when Cash returns so he can give you the super detailed joint, because I'm sure he's got a lot to say about what's going on in the NBA right now for sure. But yeah, man, but listen, we'll go ahead and close out a little early today. I did want to shout out a few things before we get ready to dip, though. So first and foremost, if you're not subscribed to the channel already, make sure you do that. Also, be sure to you can also support us on patreon.com. You can sign up there and contribute to our podcast. You also can get free merch just by being loyal to our Patreon. So please consider doing that. Patreon.com/3 the Odd Way. Shout out to Stephanie Gale. All right. Our first oddball who signed up to be to support 3 the Odd Way on Patreon. So progress, ladies and gentlemen. But also as far as announcements, a couple quick things. Number one, for those who don't know, if you haven't followed me on Bandcamp yet, please do that, because we have a few announcements coming this week. One of which I mentioned in the show earlier. I'm going to be releasing a children's book, which is based on my song In My Daughter's Eyes, the second version of it. So yeah, it's really exciting. Luna Buddy illustrated the whole thing. I'll actually give you a little sneak peek, Sherm, when we get off. But yeah, so that's coming. Also, what was it? It's called A Soundtrack to Fatherhood. That's dropping next month. And so both that album and book will be available on my Bandcamp, along with us doing a Bandcamp exclusive event where people can kind of have like a listening party with us, check out the book, maybe a short performance, all that good stuff. So a lot of stuff is being announced this week. Plus, I mentioned Stephanie Gale. She has a new song dropping tomorrow called Vocal Lines. It's already out on Bandcamp. Produced by your boy, Sub Stigley. Yeah, so that drops tomorrow, produced by me. It'll be on all streaming platforms officially tomorrow. It's already available on Bandcamp, but check that out. And also shout out to Mobile Legends Bang Bang. This is my last thing. Shout out to Mobile Legends Bang Bang. That's a very popular and big mobile game. They released a song that I participated on that came out, I want to say about a week and a half ago. The music video dropped last weekend. Music video is on its way. It might be over 10 million views by now, but yo, it's been crazy, man. The video game music world, yo, it's been exciting. So yeah, drop that. Shout out to EJ, the other artist that's on it, and I forget how to pronounce the male vocalist who's on it as well. But shout out to both of them. Song wouldn't be what it is without them. So yeah, man. But that's all I got. Appreciate all of y'all for tuning in. Shout out to Shell, hey, and all that good stuff. But yo, we're out. We will see you next week. We are back. We're gonna try to do a better job of giving y'all heads up when it looks like we're gonna take some time off. So we'll keep you updated and hopefully be able to give you like a more detailed schedule in the near future. Once we all get a chance to, meet up, Cash out here being a superstar. You know what I'm saying? We gotta wait to see, you know what I'm saying? Let us know, bro, when you available. So yeah, man. But on that note, we're out of here. We will see y'all next week. Everybody be good. Peace, 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 peace.